Hello YouTube, Sidekick here. We're going for another flight in our trusty Su-25T today, but it's not a trip to the range. Today we're going out on a little operational mission that I designed for the Su-25T to put our unguided weapons skills that we perfected on the range a while back to the test. Here's the mission briefing. As you can see, we're flying out of Nalchik, and we've been tasked with destroying an insurgent outpost up one of the valleys to the south. We know where the outpost is, and it's programmed as a waypoint in our computer. What we don't know is how well defended the outpost is. It's suspected that the insurgents have AAA, but we don't know how much. Let's take a quick look at the map. And there's the outpost at the end of our route. It's on the south side of a ripper up against a little wood line. Now note, by the way, that in addition to the ground start at Nalchik, there is also an air start option for the mission. But let's take off from Nalchik for today, and let's go get started. Okay, here we are on the runway at Nalchik. Oops, my flaps went up, obviously. I had the flap lever up, so we're going to put the flaps down again. And we're going to want to put the trim pretty much all the way back, as usual for takeoff in the Su-25T. We're almost ready to go. Oops, yeah, we want to switch the HUD to nav mode, and we're off. Like a veritable herd of turtles in our Su-25T. So, didn't look at the loadout in the mission editor. You can see it there. It's identical to the loadout that we took out to the range with us in the Su-25T unguided munitions tutorial, which, if you haven't watched and you're not all that familiar with the Su-25T, you may want to go take a look at that. At any rate, what we're carrying is a pair of S-13 launches, which are 130 millimeter rockets, a pair of S-24 rockets, 240 millimeter rockets, and 4 Fab 250 bombs. Now, the thing, as you'll remember from the unguided weapons tutorial, the S-13s are actually longer range than the S-24s, although they don't hit as hard. So the plan, as explained in the mission briefing, since we don't know what we're facing in terms of AAA, we need to kind of do a little look at the enemy outpost, try and see if we can pick out any AAA installations. And then the basic idea is that we'll use the S-13s and maybe even the S-24s to try and pick off the AAA at some kind of standoff distance before going in with the bombs to actually finish off the outpost itself. That's kind of the way the mission is written anyway, so we'll see when we go out there. I've played it a few times. It doesn't always work out the same way every time. What I've done to randomize the mission is that there's a number of different AAA units that could show up at the outpost, but the mission picks them randomly each time. So I don't actually know. I know the 5 or 6 that it has to choose from, but I don't know which ones it's going to choose on any given mission. So that keeps life a little bit interesting. You could get lucky and actually get no AAA. You could get really unlucky and have the place bristling with it. So that's what kind of keeps it a little bit interesting. Overall, I think we're going to find this a fairly challenging mission. And the reason for that is that, as you'll see, because of the geometry of the valley and these clouds, although they don't look very thick, can often be strategically placed to be a bit of an issue. And that makes life a little fun. So I find it's a fairly interesting mission. There's lots of different ways to try and fly it. And it's a little bit random every time. I think even pretty experienced Su-25T pilots are going to find that it's not a slam dunk to take out your target on this mission. So we'll just have to see how it goes this time. So we're flying along our flight path here. I've actually had the aircraft in autopilot. It's flying itself. to get itself set up in the valley. See if there's anything else we want to talk about. We can skip ahead in time here and get closer to the target. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else we want to talk about. So if you're newer to the Su-25T, the thing you're going to want to be familiarizing yourself with, go back and look at that unguided weapons tutorial. Maybe watch it a couple of times before you fly the mission. There's really not a lot of the systems that you need to interact with. The main thing you're going to want to do is make sure you know how to turn your laser on. You need to use your laser to have accurate weapons deployment, whether it's the rockets or the bombs. Other than that, there really isn't a whole lot you need to know, other than the other thing, obviously, is how to change your HUD mode. So you're going to want to be able to go to air-to-ground HUD mode. You're going to want to know what you're looking at on the screen there, and you're going to want to be able to turn on your laser. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot that's complicated that you're going to need to know. Now, obviously, if you want to fly like this, you can use your autopilot modes. It's good to practice that, but you don't need to do that. You could be flying this manually. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll time ahead a little bit here and get a little bit closer to the target. I don't think we need to spend all the time just flying up the valley here. Okay, so we've skipped ahead now, and we're almost up to the target. We're just coming to the last couple of waypoints before the target. Basically, valley bends around to the left, and then back around to the right, kind of a little dog leg here, and the target is up the valley in that last segment after we go around to the left and come back to the right. So we're going to kind of try and stick to the near side here as we go around to the left. Give us lots of chance to try and see the target down the valley. So we're coming around to the left, stay close to this side, and we'll take a look down the valley to the right, looking for that wood line on the left-hand side of the river, and it's up there somewhere. Yeah, right? I see it, and I think I see the outpost just this side of it. So let's go up here, and we'll stick to the left-hand side of the valley up pretty high, and we'll try and look down, see what we can see. Okay, there it is up there. See it on the left-hand side of the road, left-hand side of the river, just this side of that wood line. Now, I think I'm seeing a little black dot on the front left of the collection of buildings, and I'm willing to bet that that is a 23 millimeter flak emplacement. So that's probably going to be our first target. Let's fly along beside here and see if we can pick up any other AAA. I don't see any, but sometimes it's hard to spot. That cloud is going to make life a little interesting trying to get at this target. Alright, so let's come around behind the target. Still far enough away, we should be out of the range of anybody who might want to take a chance. Okay, there's the target coming in view out of the clouds. I'm not. I'm seeing some buildings. Still seeing that little dot. Not seeing anything else down there that looks like AAA. So let's go around and back up the valley and come at it from the other side. I think because of the tree line, we're going to have more luck if we come at it from the other side. And we're going to want to target the front left with our first rocket strike, see if we can suppress that suspected AAA site. So let's go around here to the left. Still saying, giving it a wide berth. Don't want to give anybody down there any ideas in case there are some higher caliber AAA hiding in and around the site there. Okay, there it is from this side. Yep, still seeing that little black spot. Okay, so it's a pretty narrow valley, and it's going to be a little exciting because we have to be under the clouds to make the attack, because we won't be able to see the target if we're over the clouds. So if we overfly the target at that altitude, we're definitely going to be in the range of any AAA that's down there. So the trick here is going to be to try to use the S-13s at pretty close to maximum range and then brake hard after we fire them so that we get out of the way of the AAA. So this is where that nice long range of the S-13s is going to really come in handy. But we got to make sure we get lined up pretty smartly so we can get them off before we get too close. And then we're actually going to want to try and keep our speed up a little bit, I think, on this run, because we're going to need to pull up and get back over these mountains, which is not going to be any small task. So we're probably not going to, we're going to do this with a little bit of extra speed. So we're rolling in. Just the usual roll-in procedure. We put the lift vector on the target, pull up. The laser on already. The aircraft symbol more or less over the target as we roll out. And we're going to let the reticle drift up to the target. And almost as soon as we get that launch authority, we want to be close to being on launch authority. We got to get it on the target. There we go. And now we got to pull up and get out of here. Okay, well, hopefully that was a good launch, and hopefully that kind of plastered that AAA site, or a suspected AAA site. Won't be giving us any trouble. So, but let's go around and let's use the other set of rockets, the S-24s. Now, they're much bigger. They pack more of a punch, but you do have to get a bit closer. So if we haven't gotten that AAA site out of the way, it might give us some trouble, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, well, that pull-up wasn't too bad, but we were still pretty high and still pretty fast when we fired those rockets. This next one may get a little bit sportier getting out of the valley in time. We do need to try and make sure we keep our speed up. It's just going to make getting the aim right just a little bit trickier. So let's come around way down the valley here, give ourselves lots of time to get ourselves lined up. Okay, there's the target. Roll in from back here. Pull up hard into the target so we can get that targeting going here. Good and far back. So let's aim a little bit more left-hand side, but maybe a little farther back this time. Reticle drifting up to the target as we get close to launching. We're getting a lot lower and a lot closer, but we're staying fast. There it is. There they go. All right, time to get out of here. Well, hopefully that AAA is gone. So now, yeah, it's a little bit sportier. Getting up, I'd be a lot happier if I see a lot more blue in my windscreen at this point. So what we've got left is iron bombs, so we'll don't have to go nearly so far back. Still at this point, not knowing where we stand with the AAA, we want to keep a fairly high approach angle. I think we want to be doing dive bombing rather than a glide bombing attack, but we can go back out here a little ways. Now the extra trick, of course, is going to be that cloud, because if we go as far into the valley as I kind of would like to, I'm going to lose the target through the cloud. So we're going to have to start back here and get under the cloud. And it's a fairly shallow angle, actually. Usual procedure. Uh-oh, we got some more AAA still down there. That's a little bit exciting. Well, let's get these bombs off and get nice. All right, let's go straight down the valley. Well, one thing about that wood line is it kind of hides us as we go egress. We don't have to worry about them shooting out the tailpipe, but that's not a welcome sight, seeing that AAA coming up. It looked like it was coming from the wood line. So we'll go around, take one more shot at it. Maybe we'll get a better fix on it. This time when we roll in, we can do something about it. Now we got to get up high enough. So we can get around here. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing what I mean, that even though it's a fairly simple weapons loadout and it sounds like a simple mission, it gives you a chance to do some pretty interesting flying as well as employing your weapons, which is kind of what I like about this mission. And it can be replayed because you will get a slightly different solution each time. And frankly, there's just lots of different strategies you can use to attack the target. The mission is available on my Discord server, obviously. If you think it'd be fun to try, come on by and grab it. Give it a try. As I'll show you later, there is a mission scoring system. So this will be part of the Hall of Fame on my Discord server. So definitely do give it a shot. And if you get a really good score, drop by and show us how you did. Okay, so we're coming a little steeper this time because I'm a little worried about that AAA. Still got to worry about that cloud. A little bit more this time. We'll time the roll in carefully, as far over the valley as we can without letting the cloud get in the way. Somewhere around there. Okay, let's see if we got the AAA on that last run. Let's see. Okay. Pulling down, get the aircraft over the target. Start letting the reticle. Oh, there he is. Yes, it's in the wood line. Okay. Let's put him up on the wood line. Come on, there we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Right on top of him. Oops. Well, he got us a little. Don't see any warning lights coming on. Everything feels good. Hopefully it was just a flesh wound. Okay, well, we are Winchester, so that's going to be the last run of the day for this mission. We just got to get up high enough here to get out of town. Just come around to the right this time for something new. And we'll go back over and take a look, see what we can see in the target area, and then we'll get a score. The way you get a score in this mission, it's an F10 radio item, so you just bring up your communications menu, hit F10, and then it'll be F1, and then you'll get a score and the mission will end. Now, you can fly all the way back and land before you do that if you like, or you can do it anytime you want to. All right, well, there certainly seems to be a lot of destruction down there. I think it was a successful mission. We'll have to see what the scoring system has to say. And the other nice thing is that now that we don't need to fly down that valley, we can just stay above the mountains and fly right back to the airfield if we wanted to, but we won't bother doing that for the purposes of this video. But it is a chance to get a nice look at the Caucasus. Yeah, there's what the HUD will look like if you just want to fly to the return point. All right, I think it's about time to get a score. Let's see how we did. Well, that's pretty good. 115 points. See if you can beat that. This is going to be Sidekick. Signing off.